guys, and let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. As the Sacramento Kings and Coach Mike Brown agreed to a contract extension this past week, some of us were doubting. Kevin, we had to talk him off the ledge a little bit where he was saying, if we don't extend Coach Mike Brown, you won't see me wearing purple anymore. Thankfully, that didn't happen as Mike Brown and the Sacramento Kings did agree to a contract extension as Adrian Wojnarowski broke the news on the night of May 31st. As he says, Sacramento Kings coach Mike Brown has agreed to a new contract that takes him through the 2026-27 season. His agent tells ESPN, as we know, Brown was the 2022-23 NBA Coach of the Year, and he now gets a new deal with a significant raise. And so, Kevin, I'm gonna toss it to you first, and then we'll just go around. We'll go from Kevin to Garry to Jaevon on the panel. We'll start with the Kings fans. No offense, Jaevon, but we'll go around the panel. I'll be muted for a while as I try to fix my technical difficulties. I'll probably make a quick trip to the bathroom as well. But Kevin, what was your reaction when you found out the news about Mike Brown and the Sacramento Kings agreeing to a contract extension?
Oh man, I was excited. We saw Ty Lue get, I think, a 5-year, $70 million. So I was like, oh shit, now we really got to show the bag. I know Ty Lue's a championship coach, and Mike Brown isn't, but he's coming off a Coach of the Year, ended a 16-year drought.
Mike Brown been in the finals before.
Yeah, but you didn't win. I mean, he's like the Niners, right? They just go for the gear
with the Warriors.
Yeah, but I guess, but it doesn't count for the assistant. You don't get the payment of a championship head coach if you're the assistant. So we saw Ty Lue get that extension, and I did tell the group chat, this might be it. It's been 26 long, hard years of being a Kings fan. We finally got a sniff at the top of the conference, and they were talking about bringing our coach back, and I was gonna have to be a free agent. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I was worried. I was shaking in my boots. All my friends are texting me saying it's falling apart. And I was like, if this doesn't happen, Sabonis is gone, Fox is not resigning, Monk's not coming back, and next thing you know, we're hoping for the number 1 pick, Cooper Flag. So I'm happy Vlade spent some money. It was much deserved. Coach, like Shaun mentioned, he was Coach of the Year to the playoffs. He's changed the whole culture. And as Kings fan, as Shaun and Garry, we have had a musical chairs of head coaches. So to finally get some stability. I know that's one thing that Boogie really always mentions when he talks about the Kings. There's really no stability. There's always a new talking head. So for Mike Brown to continue to be there through 27, however many years. So he's going to be the next couple of years. So I'm really looking forward to Mike Brown being here. But Garry, what were your thoughts on the Mike Brown extension?
To be honest with you, I think you guys all hit it on the money. I think this was a foregone conclusion. I think, pretty sure if you're a Kings fan, if you didn't want that or you didn't want him to be the head coach, like you said, you shouldn't even be a Kings fan no more because that man literally took us out of the dirt of 20 years, literally. Took us to the playoffs and literally brought a whole new culture, whole new leadership, whole new everything to Sacramento Kings organization, about respect, about the whole nine. And, not everyone probably thought that was going to happen or people were iffy or whatever they thought before. But he's really proving them wrong at the end of the day. Like, to be honest with you, if you're a Kings fan, if you don't like Mike Brown, I don't know what's wrong with you because literally the way he talks to the media, it's so enthusiastic, trying to explain everything, the way he has love for the fans, always shouting them out, the love for the city he always gives to Sacramento State, the schools around. Like, he's really just been A1 since day one on our team and been like the perfect leader for his Kings organization that everyone respects from Fox and Sabonis. And so this is well-deserved, as he should. And, I think it was, like I just said, well-deserved. And I'm really happy that he's going to be here for a long time. And like you said, Kev, we got some consistency finally, which is always great if you're a franchise. All the best franchises got consistency. You see Eric Spoelstra there, Steve Kerr. You can go to football with Bill Belichick, even with you guys' Niner coach now, and Shanahan. Like, there's been coaches that are great. They might not win championships every single year and this, that, and the third. But when you got someone who changes the culture, respects and demands everyone to be at a certain level and knows how to win, why wouldn't you want to extend that person, especially if you haven't been the most on the winning side of franchise the last 20 years? So I'm glad to see Mike Brown stay here and keep the train rolling, the beam beaming.
But before we throw it to Toddy, I don't know if you guys know this, but I have a full sleeve and I have the water tower, but I was this close to getting the Kings logo. And I was like, dude, like if we fucking get shipped off to Mexico and I'm just stuck with this tattoo of misery, because it was before the playoffs. This was the year before the playoffs. And I was like, I went down to the very last minute. So I went to my consultation. I got both. And I was like, Yeah, let's go Water Tower just to be safe. I don't want us to be the New Mexico Kings in a little bit or the Las Vegas Kings. So now that we finally got some stability, I'm kind of mad I didn't get it. But Ty,
You can still get it. You can still get it, brother.
I still could, yeah, but I have to figure out how I'm going to all do it. But moving on to the Sacramento native that is a East Coast Boston Celtic fan, what were your thoughts on the Mike Brown extension?
Well deserved. I mean, like Kev already mentioned, this was a guy who kind of came in and changed the culture. You're looking at it from a standpoint of a team who's missed the playoffs for 16 odd on years or however many years it was, basically since I was a child. And, now kind of, getting a new arena and just the whole city has kind of changed its beat. Just because that Sacramento Kings are, up in Florida. Like you can just tell, like it's a little bit more lively downtown. Like people, just the city itself has a little bit more of an upbeat to it because the Kings are more competitive. And it just brings a lot more business, a lot more commerce to the city itself. And I feel like the signing of Mike Brown has, a lot to do with changing the culture. And obviously Fox and Sabonis goes, into that as well. You could say the regime is starting to, get a little bit more stability with, keeping a coach because, as Kevin already mentioned, DeMarcus Cousins has said in several interviews, podcasts, that's basically been a revolving door with the front office. And that was kind of under the old regime and a little bit of the new regime now. But I feel like now it's getting a little bit more stable, with having a star player in De'Aaron Fox and having a running mate in Sabonis. And I feel like it starts at the top, and they made the right decision for sure. And you have a guy in Monty McNair in the front office, and I feel like a lot of people trust him to make the right decision, as Shaun usually always says, in Monty we trust. So I think this signing, or re-signing of Mike Brown, was the right thing to do. And I don't know if this contract puts him as one of the top highest paid coaches in the league. Maybe he's like top 10, top 5, maybe.
They gave fucking Monty the bag. I can look
Monty Williams got like $18 million. Yeah, so he's probably this has to make him. He should definitely be more of a higher paid coach than Monty right now, based off of recency bias. But you got to be glad that this got done, because God knows what would happen if Mike Brown doesn't get re-signed. I feel like there would be kind of a pitchforks, as Kevin already mentioned. He'd be ready to not be a Sacramento Kings fan. So this was a huge deal for the Kings to re-sign Mike Brown.
All right, y'all. I'm back. Still haven't fixed my mic. Toddy, you and I both bought the same mics on Amazon. Oh, do I sound way better?
Yes.
Okay, well,
sound good.
Okay, that's good to hear. That I'm talking on the microphone that's through my Mac laptop, and so
just speak loud.
I got you. Yeah, right. That's not very hard for me. But yeah, earlier I was talking with the microphone through my headphones, and so it's I was going to do a quick test run, but I'm glad to hear that this is different. So I'll rock with this for the rest of the show, and I appreciate Kevin for holding it
Episode
down, posting for us right there. But just the really quick backstory that I wanted to share is that before Jaevon and I started Shaun and Vaughn on the Be Heard platform, RIP, in 2020, we got the same microphones on Amazon, and I've been using this same microphone. It's traveled with me to various places, and I've had this microphone for almost 4 years. Seems like I'm about to say RIP. Toddy's looks perfect. I was the one trying to fix Toddy's like a year ago, and now his looks perfect. Mine won't even. I think the cord might be broken. I don't know, but technical difficulties. We appreciate you all for dealing with me there. But just to close out this Mike Brown segment, Kevin mentioned earlier how like there was a revolving door of head coaches, and Boogie Cousins and Rudy Gay and plenty of other former players. Basketball hell. That's what he told George Karl. Welcome to basketball hell. And so there's been plenty of Kings players that should have been here longer if there were an actual foundation. That's why I continue to say in Monty we trust, because Monty, before he hired Mike Brown, showed with his very first draft pick, getting Tyrese Halliburton. Yeah, Halliburton dropped. Circumstances helped him. But for him to get Halliburton with his first draft pick, and then to have the hindsight to know, yeah, that he was my first draft pick means a lot, but he gone because we getting ourselves an all-star center. And that's why in Monty we trust. And the thing that worried me was that Vivek was going to get cheap. Like, it wasn't so much what was going on with Monty. I was concerned about Vivek trying to, like, haggle and, like, pay $1 million less per year or whatever. But the deal got done. Kings coach Mike Brown gets a $4 million raise to $8.5 million for this upcoming season. That was left on his deal, and then he has $8.5 annually for the next 2 seasons. So Mike Brown will be in Sacramento for at least the next 3 years, Kevin.
So, Toddy, I looked it up. He is the 8th highest coach. Can you guys guess the 7 ahead of him?
Monty Williams, Ty Lue. Those are the easy ones.
Is Ime in there?
Mm-mm.
No.
Mike Budenholzer.
Yep.
J Kid.
Jason Kidd?
Nope. You guys are missing 3.
Steve
Greg,
Kerr.
Greg Popovich,
Greg
Eric Spoelstra.
Popovich, Eric Spoelstra. There's one more.
Yeah, that's 6. Yeah.
Not counting Mike
Malone.
Brown. Nope.
Is it a bad team or a good team?
It's a good team, and you guys know
Oh,
this
is it?
coach.
Oh, is it Celtics coach?
Mm-mm.
No. It's not Mike Malone. Chris Finch.
Mm-mm.
I don't think
No.
it's somebody. Steve Kerr? Did we say Steve Kerr?
Yeah, he said
We already
Steve
said
Kerr.
we already said the big ones with Steve Kerr, Greg Popovich.
These probably guys haven't guessed
Eric
this yet.
Spoelstra.
Is he won a championship?
Hold on. Nope. Nick Nurse.
It's not Nick Nurse. I'll give everybody one more guess.
Damn, you named everyone in the league, goddammit.
It feels like we have.
Oh, Chauncey Billups?
Not Chauncey.
Hold on. Tony,
Thibodeau.
you got one final guess?
Oh, no. I'm just going over now.
Ooh, wait. Thibodeau.
No.
Well, that's my
All right, Todd. It's all on you.
Who got a lot of money to pay?
Like we've said, I feel like I don't want to re-say a name that we already said. Already said, obviously, Mike Brown. Is it? Doc Rivers?
Yes, sir. Doc Rivers.
That
I was like, damn, how did nobody guess Doc Rivers?
It was the mid-season.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mid-season. I can't believe he got that big of a bad mid-season, too.
Yeah, so Steve Kerr's at 17.5, Greg's at 16, Eric's at 15, Ty Lue's at 14, Monty's at 13.1, Doc Rivers and Mike Budenholzer at 10, and like Shaun mentioned, Mike Brown's at 8.5.
Oh, Steve Kerr's the highest paid?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. He makes twice as much as Mike Brown. $17.5 million. Mike Brown, and that's after Mike Brown got a raise. Like,
go ahead, Shaun.
Go ahead, Toddy. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, Kev, can you read off the
numbers of the list?
The numbers of both, like who's on
both. Okay, so we have Steve Kerr at 17.5. We have Greg Popovich at 16. We have Eric Spoelstra, at 15. We have Ty Lue at 14. Monty Williams at 13.1. Doc and Mike Budenholzer at 10. And then we have Mike at 8.5.
Jay Kidd's probably going to get a raise.
Here he did.
He already did, but they got to pay Luka and Kyrie. They got to pay big time.
Oh, Jay on the salary cap.
No, exactly, Toddy. Yeah. Toddy, you just read my mind. It doesn't factor in it.
No,
it factors in for Mark Cuban's overall pocketbook, but as far as the actual salary cap,
it's not his anymore, I think.
That's a great point, Gary. He did technically sell a majority stake, but yet he still now keeps control of the whole basketball operation. So he literally
the party loves.
Mark Cuban continues to make all the amazing deals out there.
Rest in peace, Shark Tank.
It's like treat me like an owner still, and I get to be on the game.
Shark Tank actually came to an end.
Yeah, Shark Tank. I think that they're going to shoot its last season. Like either this is the last season.
Wow! I thought it was going to go on for like another 15 years, but
they already did it for like 15. I felt like
I know. Well, they do all the charitable stuff, and like during one of the charitable segments in this past season, I can't remember the dude's name. He usually sits on the very far end, white guy, short hair. Anyways, he was saying like Kevin. No, not Kevin. Isn't Kevin bald?
Kevin's the bald one.
I'm like, what?
Kevin
But then what y'all trying to say?
That's Mr. Wonderful. But anyways, regardless, one of the Sharks said like, "Oh, I want to do this for another 15 years."
Okay, so what do you guys think Jason Kidd makes a year on his brand new contract?
Nine.
$8 million. $8 million.
8 on the head. So Mike Brown got 0.5 more.
Yeah, J Kidd's getting a raise.
He just got that raise.
He just got a
This
raise.
year.
He's gonna get another one.
Let me see when he signed.
I mean,
he just got like a month ago.
It's fresh. He just got a new.
Maz is going to get a raise too.
Who?
Yeah. He said Maz
Oh,
as in Missoula. He's using his Celtics, fan nickname that nobody else has. I mean, I heard Maz and it came out of Toddy's mouth, so I was like, yeah, it's probably Missoula. Before we move on to our next topic here on episode number 99 of Stats Over Politics, Shaun Holko alongside Jaevon Toddy, Garry Singh, Kevin Dent. We have a comment from.
Quiz. Oh, okay.
Oh,
I thought so.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really have time to plan a Shaun's Pop quiz, so don't expect one today. I would rather talk about Caitlin Clark and what's been going on with her than a Shaun's Pop quiz for this week. However, we all plan to be there next week, so expect Shaun's Pop quiz for episode number 100. Anywho, before we move on here on episode number 99, I wanted to get to a couple of YouTube comments from Mr. Kevin Dent Sr. as he says, he has been big grilling lately. Oysters certainly are fancy. And he says, Niners joke, really? Did the Kings make the playoffs this year? Hey, come on. You're coming after me now. Like, they're both my teams.
Wait, Kev, who's your dad's basketball team?
He doesn't have a team. He just watches.
He doesn't have basketball. He just likes to hate.
Yeah, but way back when he said, if I'm going to pick a team, it was going to be the Thunder, and then they got really, really good. So he's like, well, if you want me to pick a team, I'll go with the Thunder. But, yeah, he doesn't really have a team.
Well, we are going to get to our NBA Finals preview after this next topic. However, Kevin Dent Sr. says Dallas in 6. Toddy, you can respond to that in about 20 to 30 minutes.